was born in Nigeria. I am Nigerian from Anambra State, part of Nigeria. I have been here for 32 years now in the US. I'm a lawyer. I attended Western Michigan University Law School. It's called Thomas Cooley Law School. I graduated and have been in Dallas, Texas, practicing since then. I have worked in various places. My first job was I worked in one of those so-called large, prominent law firms. It was a firm of about 200 and something lawyers. When I left there, I became an assistant city attorney for Dallas, Texas. I did that for a number of years. Then I decided to set up my own firm called the Menes Law Firm. When after some time, I saw an opportunity to do more. And so I think I'm doing more now.
That is interesting. That is interesting, sir. It's very, very interesting. I think it's what you call, at the end of the day, give back, that the society give you opportunity to become who you are. Then at a point, you sort of also try to give back to that society. In that sense, I'm, of course, looking at Nigeria because I understand as of the last time we talked that you have a lot of dealings in Nigeria. You do a lot of representation there. But before we get there just now, I'm still a little bit curious as to why would you even choose law instead of many other things that you could have done. Is there anything that led you to that?
That's the thing. I've always, I guess, in life, you got to know where you fit in. Right from the time I was a kid, I've always figured that where I fit in is in the field of law. One, I know that I want to be a professional. So whatever I'm going to study has to be a profession. And two, I knew that I wasn't smart enough to be an engineer or a medical doctor or a rocket scientist.
I'm not going to agree with you on that.
I knew I wasn't smart enough for that, but I knew that I am pretty good at analyzing things. I'm pretty good at looking at things critically. So from very young age, I became interested in law. I remember really when I was quite young, I used to go to the high courts in Nigeria and just sit there and watch what was going. It's very interesting. When I think of it now, I'm like, wow, and I can't even remember how old I was then, but it's got to be like 10 years old or something. I would come home from primary school and just go to the law high courts. That's what they call it. And I just sit there and I just watch and and of course I was enamored by the wig and gown and the way lawyers, especially in our neck of the wood in Nigeria, shout and all that stuff. To be quite honest, when I came to the US and realized that lawyers were not wearing wig and gown, and they were not shouting, like, I was kind of disappointed. But I said, well, it is what it is. I was disappointed because I was looking forward to wearing the wig and gown and also shouting stuff like, I put it to you, my Lord, jumping up and down, just like everybody sees on TV. So, but I said, well, I realized quite quickly that here, law is different. The process is different. Everything is different, and I realized also that the idea that lawyers love to argue is not quite the true representation. I think that it's wrong to say lawyers love to argue. I think that really the average lawyer who really knows what he's doing avoids argument, avoids conflict, because like they say, if you are fighting, you are wasting your client's money and time. If you can resolve it as quickly as possible, you save your client money, your client benefits, and you move on to
To the
make
next
the
one.
next money, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you know, I remember that the most wasteful times I have spent as a lawyer has been the times that I have to just sit in court waiting for my case to be called. I mean, you just sit there. I mean, you can't really say you are preparing for the case because you've done all the preps before you get there. But because there are a line of cases before you, you just have to sit. So you are burning time. And I always tell people, I say, look, forget about the fact, you know, people think, oh, the most wonderful lawyer is the one that spends time in court. I said, forget about that. You're spending time in court, you are burning time. You are not really making money because your client is not paying you to sit there to to listen to other things and stuff, you know. So anyway, that's it.
One of the risks also of this type of podcast is that we don't like prepare and say, I'm going to ask you question A, then question B, and then just begin to tell me. We just really flow here.
No,
And
it's
one of the
good.
risks is that we just talk about things that are really important to us. Now, I remember that should be a couple of months ago now. I did an interview where we talked about lawfare and welfare as a way of dispossessing Africans of their resources. Of course, that argument was pretty long, as it were. Maybe we might not need to go there just now. Also, because this you made mention of the way law operates in Nigeria. Okay, lawyer go on with all their big legal luminaries and, and all those high grammar and shouting and all that. We might even try to even attempt to ask the question, what kind of law are we even operating in Nigeria? You know, things like that. Anyway, of course, it is left for you if you want to.
I will, because it always amazes me when I go to Nigeria, and you know, that's why one of the reasons why I have so far been playing a watch and see game as to whether I want to become licensed in Nigeria, because it always amazes me that after so many years of independence, it seems like our system is still really stuck in the way the British left us. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, for instance, in Nigeria, just like in other British countries, they have this hierarchy that a lawyer who is licensed today will not, his case will not be called immediately. The ones licensed before, like the so-called senior advocate, must be called first. And they have where they sit and all that stuff, and you have to do some kind of apprentice. And I look at it, I'm like, it's not necessary. The fact that I was licensed last year does not make my client's case any more smaller than the case of the sale called the SAM. You see what I'm saying? So I think that when they do that, they are really, it's really the clients that suffer. And then there is also one thing, Nigeria, just like in most British colonized countries, still have this law against champ party and stuff. Now, you know, in the US, freedom of speech entails that there is freedom of commercial speech. That means that in any profession you are, including law, you can go out and advertise and say, look, this is what I do. You need a lawyer. Come on, I'll help you. Nigeria, they still don't have that. And I think it's really punishing young lawyers a lot because, you know, look, getting clients is not an easy thing.